Hi, I'm Patu from freefincal, and in this video, let's talk about should a mutual fund manager invest his or own money in the funds that they are managing, or what is known as skin in the game, or what is a little more colloquially known as eating your own dog food. So, ask this question to people and they to investors, and they get all riled up about it. Of course, a mutual fund manager should invest their money in the funds that they are managing. How else will I trust them? How else will I know that that they will not be worried about underperformance and so on? Well, that's a very naive, simplistic view, and I strongly believe that skin in the game is irrelevant with respect to fund management. I know, I think Taleb makes a big deal about it and so on. Who am I to dispute him? But personally, it makes it's not a big factor for me because I think you have to view the skin in the game in the right context. Now, uh, okay, let me give you an example. So let's say you receive a gift from a relative for, let's say, 25 lakhs. And this gift is in the form of stocks, or all of it is in the form of stocks, or all of it is in the form of mutual fund units, equity mutual fund units. So you're happy, you accept the gift, and everything is done, the transfer is done. After a couple of months, you realize that oh, you realize that you missed out a very important clause. You can never redeem any of those mutual fund units, or you can never sell any of those stocks. How would you react when this happens? Up to that point, the few months had passed. Up to that point, you probably would have looked at the NAV, you would have looked at the return that money would have generated, the gain, the profit, the loss, whatever it is. But once you recognize that those units can never be redeemed, how many will actually bother to actively track profits or gains? Please recognize, all of us are investing in stocks, mutual funds, etc., etc., with the aim that we are going to redeem it and it's going to become tangible cash in our hands. That's the primary reason for investing. If someone says, I will gift you some shares and you can never redeem it, then the return that associated with those units, the profit loss becomes irrelevant, because anyway that money is never going to come to you. Anyway, all the gain is notional, all the loss is notional. What does it matter? It is completely, it's almost as if you never have it in your hands, right? It's wealth that you cannot use. My argument is skin in the game is money invested by a fund manager in a fund that is practically of no use to them unless they quit the AMC. So suppose I am the fund manager, and the AMC says you have to invest in your own funds. Okay, I will invest my money in my own funds. Now, please recognize, I must maintain the skin in the game until I am the fund manager of those funds. And as long as I'm maintaining skin in the game, I cannot look at my goals, my needs. When do I need money? Am I investing for retirement? Am I investing for my son's education, daughter's marriage, whatever, daughter's education, whatever it is? Those goals don't matter. I just need to invest in the fund. I can only think about getting that money out when I quit my job. And suppose I'm running the AMC, it's even worse. Until I stop, until I unwind that AMC business, that money will be there, as skin in the game. Then what good is that money? I will not even think of it as part of my net worth, because I will worry about my retirement from elsewhere, worry about my goals from elsewhere. If I want to go on a holiday, I will source that money from elsewhere. So skin in the game has got no meaning. And please recognize, a fund manager who is being paid in crores annually, maybe even a crores every month, can choose to invest. So suppose my salary is 2 crores, I can just invest 25 lakhs in my funds and call it skin in the game. It's not significant. So people who claim skin in the game is important are not bothering to find out what percentage of net worth has the person with the skin in the game actually invested. If it is trivial, if it is 1%, 2%, 3%, it makes no difference to the. I mean, even if the fund is underperforming, who cares? I mean, take Prashant Jain for example. Prashant Jain has got skin in the game in all his funds. That's the news. We don't know how much. His funds did not beat HDFC Top 100, and HDFC Equity failed to beat the benchmarks for 7 years. Who cares if there is skin in the game or not when there is underperformance? Performance is the only thing that matters. I mean, Prashant Jain has got crores. He makes crores. His income is crores every month. He doesn't care if that money invested is underperforming or not. You understand? Of course, he's a competent fund manager. I'm not, nobody questions that. My point is, when you are earning money and your income stream is large from elsewhere, what do you care about the first few crores invested in that fund? It's pittance for you. You don't, you're not emotionally attached to that money like a retail investor, which you are, will be to your SIP and investments, however way you invest. Take Plumbline. Plumbline is my suggested list of mutual funds. Now, I will link Plumbline here. Before I forget, Swapnil Kande's first part of all you need to know about equity portfolio construction is out today. After you watch this video, go there, go to freefincal, link is here, and read the post, please. It's an awesome post. Second part is published tomorrow. So, Plumbline is my list of mutual funds that I recommend. Now, I have skin in the game for many of the funds. Not all the funds, obviously, I cannot, because I have goals, I cannot keep investing here and there. I have to invest only in selected funds. I have up to 30%, 35% skin in the game in many of the funds that I recommend. There is some credibility in the sense that if I change the fund, then am I expected to, if I change the fund in the Plumbline, am I expected to change the fund in my portfolio? Again, it depends. Sometimes I have done that. For example, in quantum long-term equity, I have said new investors can avoid quantum long-term equity, but I am an old investor. I'm going to keep investing in it. So again, it's a very difficult. There may be credibility on the outset, but again, it's a very difficult choice. It's not immediately evident. But that is okay. I should not be investing in a fund which is not on Plumbline. Then there is no credibility. That's a different matter. The other point is that people have questioned me, why are you not investing in Nifty Next 50 when you are talking about it? I am not investing because I have made it very clear that Nifty Next 50 is volatile, and for a person in my age, for a person for my needs, Nifty Next 50 is too risky. So I can recommend something as an analyst, but I cannot invest in it because it is not personally suitable for me. I can start an SIP for 500 rupees every month and say, tell the world I have skin in the game in Nifty Next 50. What does it matter? It's a pittance. I can throw that money out. It's useless to me. Might as well not invest. So that's what I'm trying to say here. Skin in the game matters only when significant amount of a fund manager's net worth is actually invested in the investments that they are managing. Then you can say, if there is too much underperformance, the person will get worried about that and correct that underperformance. Even in that situation, the fund manager intrinsically may be incompetent, or the fund manager's shelf life as in spotting market trends may be over, and they may be underperforming even though there is a large skin in the game. So performance is what matters, and skin in the game does not in any manner guarantee outperformance or good performance, whatever you want to call it, because most of the time the net worth associated would be less, or even if it is not less, the person will have large income streams coming from elsewhere, and the amount invested in the fund will become smaller and smaller and smaller with time. And if they cannot get that money out, it's practically useless for them. I mean, if I can never sell some stocks or never sell some shares, I will not manage that money. I mean, I don't have to manage that money. I will not even treat it as part of my net worth. So, skin in the game is not important. Don't worry about whether your fund manager is investing in their funds or not. What matters is performance, performance, performance. That's all that matters. If you have any disagreements, comments, questions, please leave them below. Go and read Swapnil's post. Read part 2 tomorrow, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.